Greetings, angels. It's Intuitive Jacob back, and we're going to do a crescent reading that is focusing on healing messages. The crescent itself is going to be 7 cards that are depicted with La Vera Sibilla Italiana. I'm pulling 7, 1 for the past, 1 for the present, 1 for the near future, 1 for our internal world, 1 for our external influences, 1 that'll give us an idea of what to do to maintain a certain course of action, and the 7th one will give us a really good idea of what potential developments can be over the next fortnight. So it's going to be approximately 2 weeks, although I'll never encourage you to be weak. I'm going to say the next 2 strong. And in addition to that, I will be pulling a card from the Romance Angels for those of you that might also want a lens on potential romantic situations going on. Make sure you check your moon and your rising with me. I'm actually more of a moon-driven reader myself, so I hear from many of my clients that they get many of their messages from the moon readings that I offer, so I'm highly going to recommend that. If you're looking for more detailed information, hit me up at artoflove.me. I can do a personal private reading for you with just your information. And if not, I hope these messages are helpful for you. If so, I really appreciate your thumbs ups, and those of you that have supported my channel and commented, liked, and subscribed, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. And especially those of you who have trusted me with your private readings. Much appreciated, and catch you on the inside of your reading. Hey, Sag. I was hearing something about being spirited away, and I got covered in goosebumps while I was doing this, just hearing about people's deceased loved ones and times in the year when you might feel more sensitive to that person's energy or presence being around you, and this just being one of those times, and kind of got me a little choked up over here. I'm just going to keep on shuffling these. I'll speed these up later, and then we'll get into your reading. Hey, Sag, now we're back. We've shuffled your decks here, and I'm gonna put down a card for past relating to now, present, near future, internal world, external world, what to do to keep things on the direction, and how situations will develop. Right. I was hearing something, I don't know if you're buying new furniture right now. Here for some of y'all, you might be buying new furniture or dealing with like a weird furniture situation. But I'm hearing the word furnishings, and they're saying whatever it is, there's some replacement thing happening right now, and I'm hearing that for some of you, it's just knowing that whatever you were outfitted with or whatever was furnishing your life wasn't really serving you that well. I literally see somebody like picking up chairs and like throwing them and like destroying them, and I'm not usually a, pick it up and destroy it guy, but I'm hearing for some of you all, it might be a really good cathartic release, especially if it was like a bad gift. I'm hearing about something that was given to you in like a really hideous set of chairs, and it's just like I just see somebody being really pissed off and just like destroying them and then lighting them on fire, and I'm hearing, hey, be safe, but for some of you, that's going to be a really cathartic thing to do, so can't be for all of you. Let's go ahead and get into your reading here, Sag. Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, you might need a release, especially if you've been really stoic and standing firm for something, because sometimes you just need to let some shit go. Wow. And I'm hearing, especially if it's like with something that was given to you by the late husband's relatives, and it's like now you can just let that shit go. It's like, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but I'm hearing about this very specific message, Sag. It's like somebody that lost a husband, and it's been some years now, but I'm hearing about like a set of furniture, and it's like whoever those family members are that keep trying to come back and like talking to you about it, it's like you need to let that furniture go. It's got like some bad juju in it. I'm hearing it gives you a back problem when you sit in that chair anyway. It's like I see somebody like sitting crooked and just being like, screw this chair, I'm getting rid of this damn thing. So you're gonna know if that's for you or not. But anyway, what's showing up here facing me right now is La Costanza, and this card right here, I really love her. She's showing us the value of things worth holding firm for. And this is a virtuous person. This is somebody that stands still after everything. And I'm hearing for somebody this has to do with maybe people you lost in the Twin Towers. And just some stuff that's been going on a really long time and how it might have affected you. Maybe you were 10 years old when it happened. There could be different references on this, but the number 10 is standing out very predominantly for somebody. And I'm hearing it's literally like whatever it is that you've learned over a period of time where something got wrecked, and here I'm seeing like wrecked furniture and like wrecked buildings and foundations. It's like how you learn to hold yourself together. And I'm hearing it's like what people don't know you can do, especially if they just see you as like the one that never budges. Because I'm hearing you might have some other things in your chart here. I'm seeing a reference to Scorpio, but I'm getting a really strong Taurus influence on this, like strong Taurian vibe. You know, maybe it could be some other type of earth, but they're showing me just a real thick, steadfast person. And what I'm hearing is it's like, especially if it's like Sagittarius, like your moon or your rising, people might not know that you've got that. They might know that you light up a room, because this is somebody who can really light up a room in her presence when she shows up, and she's not arrogant. She's just lovely is what I'm hearing. But I hear like people might think that you're a little passive about how you do things or how you make decisions, and not knowing that you got an archer's dart and you know how to take a shot at things, and that you've been waiting before you pulled out the big dukes. And so I'm hearing that might be at the center of this right now. Let's see what the past is relating till now, Sag. So I heard alone, alone, alone. Stanza showed up here. And there are the chairs sitting at the table. And I'm hearing these might be the furniture things that you're just like, let's get rid of this bad juju. And I'm hearing it might be like, you don't even want to give that chair to anybody. It's like, you're like, I am not passing that thing on. This thing's going to get burned. And you know what? I'm just going to help with that right now. We're just going to take a minute and do a little flame and fire, fire, fire. I got some white sage here, and there we go. How about that? I'm going to help you out here, Sag. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. I'm also hearing for some of y'all, it might be about that. It's like somebody showed up and they've really given you a new lease on something that you didn't think you would get up and move on. But I'm hearing it might give you a reason to stop doing something the same way. They're showing me 2 reference points to 10. I'm seeing a swinging door and a 5, 5, and a 10. They're saying like 20 years of locking it up a certain way and just opening it up differently is what I'm hearing. And it might be because of feeling like your silent partner has really been able to manifest or materialize in a different way. I don't know if you lost somebody here like I was seeing, but sometimes it's about your spirit guides or intimate communications that happen in private. And so these are the things that are showing up in the past relating till now, Sagittarius. So we've got the domestic ghost showing up in the present moment right now. And this is somebody that shows up in service to others. I'm going to say he lightly, she, they, other. Know your own genders and situations, please. These are just depictions to help us demonstrate messages that I could probably get without all these cards here. But just give us an image. Sometimes make it easy for people to witness what's happening. But we see somebody that showed up in this room. It might be where the private room was here. Maybe a private communicator or person. Somebody that's worthy of the trust is what I'm hearing. They're saying he might be a cleric of some kind. You know, it doesn't have to be that situation. I'm hearing for somebody else too, though. Whatever documentation you've been going, because I'm hearing one of you might be writing something. It's like a memoir. I keep seeing somebody reaching for these pens here. Kind of looks like wings there. There's a feather quill. These are sort of antiquated, but I'm seeing somebody that's writing, and they're saying this person here might be somebody that's entering the scene right now. And I'm hearing for some of you, there might be a potential where this could be sort of a love interest, but not yet. He is more than anything introducing new energy that can now come into the quiet room, into the quiet space. So he might just be somebody that becomes a confidant for some of you all, but this domestico is somebody that witnessed. And I'm hearing if he's there, you want him there, and he's somebody that was invited. All right, and that could even be you too. That could be you showing up for somebody else, but I'm hearing, especially if it was a closed room situation is what I'm hearing, where it was like guarded and maybe you weren't budging on it for a while. That situation might be changing. There's also some cautionary notes too about what this person saw. If you had people that were trying to get into the room, I'm hearing this person might know some information. The number 11 is really strong with this person. Could be life path, could be a month of birth, could be something about weeks, months, days. But I'm hearing it's more present now. So that person maybe has an influence over this period of time. So let's see what's going up on the near future situation. All right, so disgrazia. Ooh, that looks like a fire. That looks like structures that are falling apart. That looks like some possible wreckage, and maybe somebody saying, the house is on fire and we don't give a shit is what I'm hearing. Or maybe that was some really bad furniture they're just throwing out. But disgrazia is sometimes like a scorpionic influence for me. Not always, but sometimes. And it's a little bit like a tower moment, you know. Hopefully that's not your house, unless you really just wanted to burn it down. But ooh, something about insurance fraud for somebody else in a wrongful death scenario. How somebody might have perished too, because what's showing us information that I only saw when I lifted up La Costanza is Il Vidovo. This is the widower. And so for some of you, it's like getting in touch with somebody who might have been waiting, like you too. I'm hearing for some of y'all, you might have just lost somebody. I'm hearing it might have been like 3 to 7 years ago here are the numbers that are showing up for me. But just knowing that at a certain point, you are okay to communicate things that maybe you couldn't open up about before. I was getting a similar message with Scorpio too. And these are things that maybe happen in private where people don't always want somebody looking in on that private room, you know? This is like a private situation is what I keep hearing about, and why somebody might have been keeping to themselves about certain things. I'm hearing some of you all might have a spiritual practice or a spiritual work that you're doing, and they're showing me a lot of illumination around your head, the things that you had to learn about. And this card keeps wanting to show up from the bottom. It's the Fidelity card. La Fidelta. That's trust, loyalty, when to take the hat off, when to be out in the sun, who you can be out and trusting with. And something about how that tree nearly got chopped down and why parts of those roots are still standing. And I'm hearing somebody say something like, too bad they didn't build it out of that thing. Whatever it means, because that might have been the only thing she was standing strong for. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it might be a special place that you go, you know, a special place where you're in communication with whoever it is that you communicate with. And it might even be like a special tree that you just go and sit under when you're earthing yourself. But I'm seeing really nice information about that, because especially if you're dealing with the shakeup here, Sag, that's a fiery mess right there. Disgrazia. See if we can get some more information. Oh, hold on. Something just shot out. 2 things. So, Viaggio showing up. Sometimes a trip overseas, or a visitor coming in from a distance, and that's the house. So something might have been locked up here. Maybe you weren't having people enter that space because it was private. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's just like learning about some weird insurance thing that happened with the house fire is what I'm hearing about. And maybe this guy that comes over here, and I hear this one might be a notary, if that's the case. And knowing what you can actually say to this person, because you might not have had anything to do with the situation that I'm hearing. It might be tenuous about how this information gets documented. Okay, let's see what's going on in your inner life here, Sagittarius. So, Sacerdote. This is the priest. Sometimes when this shows up, this is actually me in other people's readings, so, you know, I won't disclude that this could actually be you maybe just listening to my guidance on this, but I'm not going to put myself in a high place of importance. I'm simply a messenger here. These are general messages and things that I do as a service to others because I love it, and I feel like we are earth angels, those of us who can hear these messages, and it's a special time where things are ending in the false realm. So we're learning about how the things that are of an internal spiritual nature are the things that have in many cases been the only thing to protect us, and where we actually build solid foundations for the future that any of us even want to have. This sacerdote person, he is by, I keep seeing these trees that are kind of twisted together that don't have any fruit on them, and you're saying it has something to do with like the broken hearth and why this person would have even shown up in the reading. And I'm hearing for some of you all, especially if this was, you know, grieving the loved one here in the past, it's a protected situation. La Superbia showed up. It's a situation where there could have potentially been very many eyes looking in. But I'm hearing here it's like the spiritual eyes and the eyes of wisdom. And I'm hearing for some of you too, especially if you lost someone, like a husband or a friend, could be a wife too, that this might be how this person shows up to you. Like, I was getting tears in my eyes while I was clearing the space before I did your reading, and it was like goosebumps all over me. And sometimes it's like somebody's loved one showing up around me. And if that's the case, this is somebody that when they spoke, it was always from their heart, and it was like in such a healing, lovely way, but they kind of hurt how they were talking. It was like, I'm hearing it was like serious empath disorder. It's like somebody that was really, really sensitive, that you might feel with you, even if they don't show up in the physical realm right now. And so for some of you, that's the case. And for others, it's like you're thinking about somebody or feeling like this kind of person. Whether or not you're religious or spiritual, this might be how your energy is. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like knowing that you might be coming into a real serious change after you've been maybe unwilling to budge for a long time on certain matters for very good reasons. And also just knowing sometimes there's a spiritual match somewhere, somebody that might be worthy of coming into the private space for whatever it is that you need to be consulted about. Or yeah, I'm seeing it as a consult card right now. We'll see if we get some other information showing up here, but this is you all focusing on your inner. Let's see what is in our external world here now. So externally, so Speedy, they're talking to me about just anniversaries and, like, you know, something you had to send away. And I'm hearing it was like, I didn't mean to send it away that way, and then like feeling like you're doubling back with this information. And, you know, there's just a lot of Scorpio all over this. You really might want to check out the Scorpio reading. You might be dealing with somebody that had Scorpio on their chart if this wasn't you, but this card just showed up in the how it will develop position for my Scorpios. And so I am going to mention that, especially since we have this disgrazia, which is sometimes, I see this sometimes as a scorpionic influence. It just, I keep hearing Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. And I'm hearing for some of you too, it's like, ugh, whatever was going on, my eyes are itching now. I'm hearing about a shitstorm that was going on in June for some of you all, and that this is just like the continuation of the shitstorm in like the month of 7, you know, Cancer season, when things get really dramatic and we're in like all these retrogrades with like Pluto and Saturn going backwards too, and just being like, when does it end? And I'm seeing it like that, where it's less, for some of you, less of, oh, you know, I wish this other thing hadn't happened, and more of going to that happy place, or that place where you can process and grieve if you need to about things that maybe you've had to be private about. And that tree that I see somebody just like grounding themselves with. I was hearing about an earthing process, and like whatever that tree is that she might go sit by when she needs space, is what I'm hearing. So speedy. So for some of you too, it's like just wondering if that energy is going to return to you. And I hear it's, for some of you, it's like, especially if you lost a loved one. I'm hearing specifically about a marriage that would have gone at least 6 to 13 years. If you've been missing that person and maybe feeling like, maybe like he shows up sometimes around you, it's like, aww. I'm just hearing it's like, and for some of you it might even be like your dad, or like some kind of spiritual person that was in your life. It didn't have to be a counselor, it could have been a friend. But I'm hearing that it's like, you're feeling like they're around you, and it's almost like something that sort of keeps you warm, and just those things that can go on in your mind, especially during retrograde seasons, when sometimes we're like looking back at the past and wondering how things are going to happen, and what if this, what if that, and going through those motions and feeling like whoever this person is consulting with you in a way like over your head about, now you're being healed and you can move forward. Because some of you have been knowing that for a while, and it's like whatever you were holding fast to, it's not furnishing you right anymore, is what I'm hearing. And for some of you, it's just like going naked truth on something. For some of you, it's like some sort of renovation that you've been planning. And I'm hearing, you know, less is more. And I'm hearing for some of you all, you want it less than more. It's like you're not feeling like overly extravagant. You might want some new energy and there's some new things, but I'm feeling like I'm not getting a reckless vibe off of this. I'm getting that you need to know that it's okay for you to have grievances, and that there's no expiration date on grief. Okay, so let's see what's going on in your what to do category. La Bella Signora. So for some of you all, this is the old friend that you haven't seen in a long time, this older woman. In other cases, this is somebody you might have lost before that gave you some really good advice, but this is one of the more protected cards in my deck. Just like that La Superbia that showed up, the peacock. These are cards of spiritual protection. This is the sign that somebody has guided and guarded. And I'm hearing for some of you all too, this might be somebody that had something to do with that chair that you want to throw out too. Yeah. And so I'm hearing that like whatever you do is very much going to be influenced on how you're seeing the situation with this older woman, or whatever this signifies. But they're pointing to me to these 2 white roses. For somebody, those 2 white roses are going to be significant. And there's 2 white roses there, and then there's like 3 red ones. But I'm hearing it's the 2 white ones that are gonna really stand out for somebody. There might be, I'm hearing oleander actually for somebody that it's, I mean, I'm seeing roses here, but I'm hearing the words oleander, the word oleander about the flowers. There might be something to deal with that, and I just feel like I want to sneeze now. Okay, let's see what's going on with how situation will develop. So, personal message coming forward. You might call on somebody to the house is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing somebody might actually make a personal visit for you, especially if this is you needing to get more familiar with somebody who is maybe more suited up or spiritual, kind of covered up in how they do things, and it needing to be more of a, hey, let's get together now. You know, I really trust you. I want to talk to you. Because I'm seeing for some of you, that's what this is. And I actually see somebody coming to the door with information. That messagary, that could be a, you know, delivery package. You know, maybe you're getting a new chair. Maybe you have a new chair coming to the house. But for some of you all, I'm hearing that this is like something that you don't normally do. It's like, I don't usually reach out like this to people, but, you know, I was feeling like that. And, you know, I let these ships go for a reason. There was a real good hectic ass reason why I let that go, and I've been feeling you in my emotional sector, maybe feeling a closeness with somebody and feeling guided to do maybe whatever those flowers signify to you, or whoever this protective person is in the chair. And I'm hearing for some of y'all it's like reaching out to an old friend, or if they're not an old friend, it's somebody that they kind of embrace you that way is what I'm hearing. But I'm hearing you might not have actually embraced them yet. It's like I'm picking up on energies that are around you. Hopefully that makes sense, Sag. I'm not sure. That could be very specific for some people. Let's go ahead and just take a look at what the Romance Angels Oracles are demonstrating to us right now, because I did shuffle these before. But I'm hearing that. Shuffle them again. What does my Sagittarius need to know? Alright, there we go. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So for some of you, this is just being able to get out after a period of being alone. This is alone, alone, alone. This is somebody coming over. This is a shake-up and maybe what people will say. I'm hearing for some of you, it's like, oh my God, you know, he's been gone for a long time and I need to talk to somebody about this, because although I'm still grieving, this guy showed up and, you know, I need to get rid of this furniture, because I'm hearing it's like the ex's mother or somebody. It's like the old mother-in-law that just like comes over and still snoops or something, and just being like, I need to talk to somebody. I need advice about this, because dun, 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 I'm ready to date. And somebody might have showed up that might be worth talking to. And so, hey, that's looking romantic to me, Sag. And if it's not, just know that the energies are there. They're guided. There's some cherubs that are showing up around these people that are guiding more intimacy. And so I'm going to say, take note of your feelings. It's okay to have them. And remember, there's no expiry on feeling things, especially if you feel like you lost something and you have a grievance of some sort. Because this was showing up in my external, and so sometimes this is like somebody may be perceiving you, like especially, you know, they might be perceiving how you do that and qualifying it for you, and just be wise about who you're allowing into your world, because not everybody needs to come over and be so, you know, formal with you, but somebody might want to, because that is a personal message coming your way. All right, Sag, hope that was helpful. Let me know, description box below. Appreciate your thumbs ups and your subscriptions. And if I can do a personal reading for you with just your energy, feel free to hit me up at artoflove.me. I'd love to do that for you. Take care. God bless. And we'll catch you again when we're back for another one. Bye for now.